Hey everyone, so this is going to be a blind let's play of Murders on the Yangtze River, and I actually just got this game a few days ago when it was on sale on Steam, and I really wanted to play it right away as soon as I got it, but I decided to wait until I had finished setting up all my equipment and rigging. Well, it was a pre-rigged template, but I had to change and customize my avatar for PNG tubing, and now that I've gotten that set up and finished pretty much, I can definitely start doing this let's play. If you didn't know already, this game is self-described as an Ace Attorney-like detective game and takes place in early 20th century China, where you solve a handful of murders that take place all along the Yangtze River, hence the name. And I believe there's a small note from the developers at the bottom of this of the main menu. It's like, we are a small game studio in China, limited in language skills. Despite our best efforts, errors in translations may still exist. So this game, I think it was noted on the Steam page that this game had just been recently translated into English. So let's just see how it goes. They say that should you encounter any such mistakes during gameplay, please let us know. Email address murdersontheyangtzeriver@gmail.com. Okay, that's good to know. Now let's begin the game. Okay, honestly looks like London, but
How many times have you returned to this point? I have not counted.
I really want to know who the voice actor is. He sounds
3
familiar.
years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how
So
deep
he's
the
the
truth is hidden
detective.
in the shadows, I will find it.
Ooh, so are they all going to be connected to each other, I wonder? Like a serial killer type thing?
Then I guess you
Oh,
have no time to lose.
that's a bit creepy, but okay.
The key to the case is that book.
This feels very Sherlock Holmes-esque in some ways, but I suppose every detective novel kind of is. Okay, so audio is still in Chinese, text in English. I inked a pact with death. Awaited his arrival patiently. Oh, so he knew he was gonna die. Tonight, he finally knocked on my door. Yeah, okay, so this guy knows he's going to die. Or something to that. Or... oh, that's not good. Yep, and there's the dead body. Unexpected Misfortune, Chapter 1. Open up. If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in. Okay. Ooh, it's nice. Uncle? Oh no, what in the... how could this possibly be? Master Lo. 30 minutes later. Lord, the murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. Oh, so my avatar does kind of cover up the text, but I'm gonna be reading everything anyways, so hopefully that won't be too much of a bother. Let me know if it is in future videos, and I can figure out what works by moving it around. My head spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind. The murderer. Could he be talking about me? Okay. Well, tap the left and right arrow keys or A and okay. For movement, well, I can't move, so stay still and quit moving, you murderer. Well, I was gonna say you don't know if he's the murderer, but if I was the officer, I would definitely think that he was. But knowing that this is a detective game, well, obviously this guy's been framed. Yep. I mean, that we know of anyways. No, it was not me. I am just a detective. I came here to... I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lu? Who's this guy? Oh, it's the judge. Okay. Calm down, Officer Ma. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity. I am Shen Chengping, a traveling detective. Okay, my assistant Afu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case. Our steamship broke down midway and we struggled until late to reach shore. Okay, left or right arrow keys or A and D. I can't believe... Okay, so let's continue. The art is really pretty for this. Simple, but also like not at the same time. I love it. Crying over there. That's okay. Let's talk. Oh, space to talk. Okay. Oh, and there she goes, running away. So the guy got murdered to... Okay, that makes sense. Hold shift to walk. Okay, it's hold A, but can knock. Who goes there? It's late. I'm Sheng Chengping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lo to meet today. I hope I'm not butchering the names, honestly. Like, I'm gonna try my hardest not to, but if that does happen, then I deeply apologize. My journey was delayed by a storm en route. I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours. Shen Chengping, have we met before? We have never met in person. We have always communicated through letters. Oh, I see. One moment. Let's see what happens now, because I think we were seeing this from the author's point of view. Come in, Mr. Shen. Okay, so why does he look like Sherlock? Okay, I'm sorry. Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen. I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought. Okay, so in the beginning, he was writing the story. Interesting. No need to worry, I shall bide my time and await for yours.
晚上天凉，想麻烦先生帮我关门，挂上门栓。
It's cold in the evening. Could I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? Okay. Closed. Okay. Let's go back. Front door. Close it. Okay. And latch. Okay, so it's a locked door murder. Interesting. Mirror. A Western style mirror. It seems out of place compared to with the other furniture in the room. Okay. Is there anything else we can look at here? Mirror. Wardrobe. Wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. Okay. So we can't check the beds. And we check the wardrobe. Can we check the... Okay, let's just talk to him.
门已关上，先生可以放心。
The door has been closed. Please be at ease.
我这次前来，确实是有要事。
I came here today on account of an important matter.
先生可曾听说过？3年前发生在
Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago?
案子的事情我们慢慢聊。
Let's take our time to talk about this case.
沈先生舟车劳顿，应该还没有吃东西吧？
You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet.
这里有些本地特色的炒糕，就在我
There's
旁
some
边的
local
巷子
rice
上。
cakes on the
沈
chest
先生，
beside me. Please, I insist you have a taste. Are they gonna be like poisoned or something?
那就恭敬不如从命了。
Then it would be rude of me to decline. Okay, well, sure, rice cakes.
盘子里摆着几块晶莹剔透的糕点，
There are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate. And of course he's hungry.
确实有些饿了。
I am quite hungry, perhaps just one piece. Famous last words. Yep. No, wait, there's rice cake. Is he the... What's... I'm very curious on what's going on.
事情就是这样。我吃
That
下那
was...
块炒糕
Okay,
后，
that was
就
what
晕了过
happened.
去
After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived. Well, there's no rice cakes.
你是被人下药了，才晕倒在房
So
间
you're
中
saying that
呢？
you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you?
的确如此。
That is
狡
correct.
辩！即便被人下药了，凶手也只可能是你。
I told you not to weasel. Even if you were drugged, the only possible murderer is you. I mean, that does look like how it looks because of the door. Honestly, you could have drugged him. It could have been part of the actual murderer's plan to, like, hold the writer hostage and then convince him, like, to kill himself after he drugged the detective to make it look like the detective had killed him.
本部手握铁证，是绝
I've
对不
got
可能弄
ironclad
错的。
proof. There's no way I'm wrong.
不知能否请马捕头详细说一说，你手中的铁证是什么？
Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is?
大胆，竟敢挑衅本部！
How dare you trying to provoke me? It's actually really funny how oftentimes, like that is a very reasonable question to ask. Or maybe it's just me.
理越辩越明。
Yep, truth fears no question. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment. Smart.
罗佩是本地名人，本官
Lope is a local
必要给
celebrity. I
乡民
must
一
account
个
for this
交
properly.
代。
I must account for this properly to townspeople. I think they're trying to say I must recount. No, I must account for this properly to tell the townspeople, but I'm unsure.
马捕头就说说吧，人抓的我也安心。
Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest.
好，让你清楚自己是如何被抓的。
Fine, just so you know how you got caught. Deductions, reasoning for
领
suspect.
章知县，原因很简单，直到我们发现尸体之前，
Judge
这个房
Chong,
间都处于
it's
密闭的状态。
simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off.
密闭状，
屋内
Sealed
唯一
off.
的窗户 装有木格，
The window
人是
frame
不可能
prevents
进出
anyone
的。
from entering or leaving through it.
屋门又是从内侧插上了门栓，
The door was bolted from the inside.
若非本捕一脚踹断了门栓，我们都进不了屋。
If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't even have been able to get in.
这意味着
Which means that the murderer could only be someone who was already in the room. Not necessarily. If you had a needle and thread, you could easily unlock the door and then like lock it again from the inside with the needle. I think that's how they do it in other media. And that someone is you. How could this be?
房间是密闭的，还是我
The
自己
room
把
was
手
sealed off, and I was the only one who hung the door latch.
你
Ain't the
是
truth
不是越辩越明了？
ain't the truth as clear as day now?
还不认罪？
Won't you just confess already?
马捕头刚刚的分析，
Officer Ma's detection seems quite precise. I believe there is no misjudgment.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, unless you're able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence,
否则
I'll have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody.
我的双手都被绑着，
Both my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time?
沈正平，
Calm down, Shen Shen. Ping.
观察个对
This problem can be solved through observation and reasoning.
一切行为都会在现场留下痕迹。
All actions are bound to leave a trace on the scene.
我很清楚被
Yes.
害人不是我杀的，
I am absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me.
因此
Well, that's classic detective
一定
things.
能找到所谓的。
So I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene.
在回答知县的问题前，我必须
Before I
先
answer
仔细观
Judge
察
Chang's
下来
questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. Okay. Crime scene investigation. Let's see here. From where we are. Well, we have blood on my sleeve is probably blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. Seems like there's also blood on my back as well. Okay. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? Oi, how dare you order me around? That was a question, not an order. I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen, there are bloodstains on your back. Okay. That's gotta be Master Lo's blood. Bloodstained coat. This is my coat. The left sleeve is stained with blood, and there's blood splatters across the back. Okay. The knife, murder weapon. Short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon, found within my grasp, and now seen as evidence against me. Dagger stained with blood. It was found within. Okay. Well, then you have yep. Victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest. Clothes were stained with blood. Well, if he died, presuming that if you like, I wonder, because if he was stabbed, no, either way, if he was stabbed in the front or back, it wouldn't make sense for blood to be on the back of the coat, because it would have to be on the front. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. Okay, we're missing something. Blood stains on the floor? Wall? Okay, long continuous blood splatters on the floor. They're cast off. Pattern blood stains. There is an evident gap within the 3 longest blood stains. How could this be? Gap in blood stains. A gap in a blood stain most likely is caused by something being removed, because if it was wiped away, then it would be smeared. The disruption of the blood stain was likely because something blocked the path of its splatter. Yes, probably someone's legs. And gap shows something that was once there had been removed. Okay. I think I
找到
got
能自
this.
证清白的证据了吗？
Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence?
这件证据就能证明我的清白。
This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. Okay, well, bloodstained coat.
请问马捕头，
Officer Ma, this person is able to kill someone with a dagger while having his...
能够用刀杀人吗？
Yeah, see, I told you. Officer Ma, is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards them?
自然不能。
Of course not.
那么，
If so,
这件血衣便能证明我的清白。
this bloodstained coat will be able to prove my innocence.
难道这血衣不是你的？
So this coat ain't yours?
是我的，正穿在我身上。
It is mine, I am wearing it.
真是胡闹！
What kind of nonsense is this? With a dagger and blood, you're still saying you're not guilty? You ain't
沈
guilty?
先生，这件血衣
God, I hate characters that act like they're stupid, like it's so obvious. Mr. Shin, how did this blood-stained coat prove that you're innocent?
请
Well,
看
I
衣服上
wonder.
血渍的位置。出
Take
现
a
在
look at
背
where the
后
bloodstains are. They appeared on the back, not across the chest. See?
这又能说
What
明
does
什
that
么？
That implies that his back was turned when the murderer actually stabbed the victim. Duh.
说明死
It
者的
implies
血
that I had
迹
my back towards the victim when his
Was
blood
it
was
big?
spilled.
我
Yeah.
虽然背对死者，
As my back is facing the victim, I am unable to raise a dagger to
因
stab
此
his
凶手不
chest.
是我。
Exactly. You must have turned your clothes inside out when you were
把衣服
committing a
反过来
murder.
穿了。
Wearing them backwards? Excuse me?
这种鬼把戏
Such
人不见得多。
such trickery is nothing new to me.
马捕头，
Officer Ma, please look here.
地上有两道走
The
势
floor
连
has
续的
multiple
高水
cast
血
off
迹
patterns of bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap.
断层的出现，
It shows that there was once something here and had been removed later on.
难道有
Did
人
someone
破坏
mess with the
现场？
crime scene?
那个遮挡物，
That something was probably me.
我没猜错的话，
If I am right, the blood stain on my
应
back
该能与
shouldn't
地上的血迹
be
拼合
able to match the blood stain on the floor. Interesting. I didn't think I thought okay, I was gonna say that oh that was someone's legs standing there, but no. So because he passed out, right? From the rice balls. Or the yeah, rice cakes.
案发时我已经晕倒在地上，
This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime.
而倒在地上的我
I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains as I laid on the floor. There is some truth to that. Some truth, it is the truth.
因此，
Therefore, the truth of the matter is,
凶手杀死罗佩后，
after the murderer killed Lope, he planted the dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime.
即便全身被绑，也能
Even
冷静地
while you
分
are
析
completely tied up,
还
you
原
are still
现场
able to
情
calmly
况
analyze the crime scene.
沈先生
Mr. Shen, that
你
is
我刮
impressive.
目相看，看来你
It seems
果然
that
是个侦
you
探
really are a detective.
大人过奖了，我的嫌疑终于洗
You
清了。
flatter me, Judge Chang. So my suspicion has finally been cleared. As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer, you're saying he killed himself.
若想知道真相，我需要全面的调查一下现场。
Okay. If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene.
但我手脚被绑，
However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate.
马捕头，
Officer Ma, how about we untie him?
大人，
Lord, what if he...
大人放心，
Rest assured, Judge
在查清
Chang,
案子之前，
I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case. If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it. I am finally allowed to move around this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Okay, well, first of all, we should probably check the plate. There are several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they are all gone. He did not eat all of them because he only ate one. Corpse. Lope's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? Let's wait. I don't want to figure things. Let's... Desk. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he has on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Oh, oops, I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here. Crime scene investigation. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin holding a half-used ink block. Here's the Tales of the Moon Colony. Several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. Stack of newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News have all published Lopez's work. Okay. Let's look at the... I cannot. Okay. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it, a piece of oil paper underneath the rack. Ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. Interesting. Because if this is in the morning, that brush should be dried out by now. Simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There's a layer of residue ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state. Yeah, that's suspicious with this and that, considering it was the middle of the night. There were still several hours until probably they discovered things were wrong. Question is, how did they discover things wrong? It's probably the relative. Stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, candle. A common white glazed candlestick. There is still half a stick of unburned candle on top. Was it full when... It probably was full when he started, so half. The fact that it's half. Still missing one. Oh, this paper here. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers... Oh, we already went through this. Small box ink cartridge. Window, maybe? Yeah. A frame on the window that could stop a person from climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. Okay. And well, there was the... Something was missing. Usefulness of the desk. Wardrobe again. Wardrobe. Still locked. Let me try to pick the lock open. I give up, yeah. If only Afu was here, he is very skilled in things like this. Can I look at the bed? No, I cannot. Okay. Plate, mirror, book box. One of the boxes full of books that Lope has published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Fortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. It's still useful. You like The Confined Room Mystery too? Is this murderer just going around doing things from this guy's books? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. You got good taste. The death scenes in the Confined Room Mystery are absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be the Swordsman case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Okay, so my thinking is right now is that the current case seems to be pretty similar to the book. And if this guy knows about the murderer that we're looking for, then it's very likely that he knew the murder or like what he was actually doing and was the one writing the books about it. Let's look at the corpse. Oh, that was the autopsy. We can do that after we talk to Uncle. Okay, so who is this Uncle? Uncle, now that you're gone, I am truly alone. I'm sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I'm sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do. Sniffles, go on and ask then. Events of this morning. Yeah, we do need to figure out how they discovered this. Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning, I come by my uncle's place to help him with the jobs he's too busy to deal with. There has been someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I help him organize his manuscripts sometimes. Okay, so that was important because it was in red. I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning. I came to visit Uncle, like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. Okay, when I arrived, I saw young was already here. He said that he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told young to hurry up and get someone. When he finally entered this room, I found that my uncle, Sobs, had been murdered. Sniffles, go on and okay, more asking. I already did this. Suspicious people. Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious? Sniffles, aren't you the most suspicious person? Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle was very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against young the errand runner. What kind of grudge? Young attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Young was seized by the government and got beaten for it too. Oh, jeez. When did this occur? It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still... It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it. Do you suspect that young murdered him out of vengeance? After all, he's the one who delivers the rice cakes to my uncle. Interesting. Oh, so when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face. Seems like it's necessary to talk about this issue. I think. No more questions. Okay, now that we talked to him, let us look at the body. Corpse, commence an autopsy. Commence the autopsy. Declare lease. Okay. Good. Lips. His mustache is crooked. Further inspection, there's glue on. Okay, yeah. The mustache shape looks Western and Han Chinese. Yeah, I think we could tell that much. Apparently, the deceased was wearing a fake mustache. Let's look at the chest. There. His chest is stained with blood. Among 3 evident stab wounds, 2 are fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with a blood-stained dagger. It's probably the first one was the killer being like unsure of himself, and then got better. Gained more confidence with the last 2. Location, or he wanted him to suffer. The locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well. Yeah, inexperience. Limbs. There were no abnormalities found in the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defensive wounds are present on any part of the body. It is quite peculiar. Yeah, because he was probably taken by surprise. He's in his undergarments and his coat is gone. Was he in his clothes when we first met him? I do not remember. I think I've searched the entire room for it, but there's nowhere to be found. If this room is a locked room, how could the coat disappear into thin air? What else are we looking at? Body, lips, waist, body, we did hands already, hair. Faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. Seems to resemble scent camphor wood? Interesting. Collar, yes. Wait. There's white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made of glutinous rice. These are crumbs of the rice cake. Seems that Lope had eaten a rice cake before he died. But that doesn't make sense, because if we ate the rice cake first and passed out, then Lope would definitely be he would definitely be suspicious of something going on. Unless, I mean, it's possible he could have been in on it, right? But there's no sign of struggle. So I wonder. Okay, that's done. Death by stabbing, no defense, one more. Fake mustache, only dressed in undergarments, hair smelled of. I have completed investigations on the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Okay, so if we hit F, grudge. Okay, Lotion Win. Okay, stated that Yang was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lope. Theoretically, Yang had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also has the motive. Could it be that Yang killed him out for revenge? I need to confirm the issue. I do not think he committed suicide, but to go through all the options, I do not find any hesitation in wounds on Lope. This was very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or fall. It is also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present. The rice cake? The reason why there aren't any defense wounds was because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs, the same ones I ate. But he wouldn't willingly eat them if he saw you eat them first. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. Unless the killer forced him to eat them. But there was no sign of struggle. Okay. There must have been another person around him at the same time. The person is the murderer. Okay, but there is an obvious hole in this because we were in the locked room. We ate the rice cakes first. Right? Wait. What if it wasn't... What if the body was hidden, in the wardrobe or something, and the killer was the one that we interacted with, not the writer, and that's why the coat's gone? Because they've never interacted with each other face to face, so they don't know what they sound like. They only communicate through letters. So maybe he interacted directly with the killer, and the killer told him to eat the rice cakes because okay. Who could it have been then? How were they able to leave the locked room? Unusualness of the desk. Nothing useful on the desk. However, I felt something was unusual about it. Seems like something is missing. What could it be? The disappearing coat. The fact that the coat of the deceased was missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest, before they arrived on the scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then this coat must definitely be still inside the room. I should talk to Lope's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Wait. See, now I'm contradicting myself. because yeah, how did the murderer leave? Well, well, it's not a full contradiction because there's still the theory about the string and the needle and locking the door from the outside. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like you can the needle through the bottom of the door frame, and you have it like embedded in the latch so it can't move. So when you close the door and you pull the string, the needle falls out and locks the door from the inside, as if you had never been, if no one's, thus creating the locked room case. I hung the door latch. Lope and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to exit the room is going through their wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps the other way, how did the murderer latch the door from the outside? The needle and thread. Needle and thread. It's not that simple to do, but it is possible to do. Let's look at the mirror again. I can see my freshman in the western side mirror. Will I be able to clear my name? Well, we're done talking to everyone, so I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in on the investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better keep in mind, don't mess up the crime scene with your incompetence. Oh boy. Alright, in order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then, ask away. Events before. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on scene? What happened? Why are you asking so much? Are you trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want to know what happened. I just want to know what happenings occurred before I awoke. When we got here, was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. Okay. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I got a soldier standing guard outside this courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we couldn't find we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on then, ask about relationships. Officer Ma, it seems like you admired the victim. Well, of course, Master Lo was a great novelist. Everyone respects him. Does Lope have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew. Oh, oof. I do not like this guy at all. Over the one who won't quit sobbing. Well, his only family just died. Give him a break. Stop crying already. I'm sick of the awful noise. Oh, God. Literally, shut up. All right. Sniffles. Sobs. Poor guy. Go on. Okay. No more questions. Let's talk to the judge. And then I think we're... Judge Chung, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. The ocean shook the door, Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lope covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process. Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lope? Lope gained great fame from his book Chamber of Doubts. Lope gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in Shanghai news. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally, he was loved by all. This town was originally named Qingxi Town? I can't pronounce that correctly. To comply with popular will, we named it Pero Town. Alright, I understand now. Okay, so there's only 3 others that we haven't been introduced to. traveling detective. Detective fiction novelist. 39 years old. Okay. Errand runner. Judge. His nephew. Why isn't Officer Ma in there? Okay. What do we have here? Gossip detective. Okay, it's just information. Interesting. Okay. Dynasty. Hesitation wounds, defense wounds. Okay, we can close that then. What else is there to look at though? I wonder. Oh, I straight up can just. Okay. Shen, I've been waiting for you. Oh, there he's back. I heard there's a murderer in that house. His Honor has orders that there is to be no shouting at the crime scene. Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything alright? I am fine, however, I'm afraid I'll have to stay here until the truth is uncovered. Have you found the murderer? Who's the prime suspect? At the moment, the prime suspect is me. Ha ha ha, I can't believe the murderer is actually you, Shen. Let me help you. His Honor has orders that random people aren't allowed to enter. Soldier, I'm not just some random person. His Honor has orders that need to guard this gate, so you aren't allowed to enter. Soldier, Judge Chung asked you to guard the gates and keep out those uninvolved in this case, right? You're not wrong. If someone is relevant, should he be allowed to enter? That's true. Soldier, Shen is unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name. As I am his trustworthy assistant, do you think that I am also involved in this case? I get it now. I knew Soldier would understand. You're their accomplice! Oh boy. The accomplice is also involved in investigations. You can come in and be investigated. Investigations can't be delayed. Well, that's one way to get in, I guess. And that is the general situation. Sigh. So that is your evaluation of this case. Sigh. Nope, this is just a sigh of becoming an accomplice. It was good enough that they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate. Okie dokie. Oh, they're the rice cakes at least. Hey Shen, what is this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. And of course he goes right for it. Why did you pause, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night? I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Of course. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs. Can we investigate anything? Okay. Let's look at the chickens. Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here. Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think any of them are involved in this case? I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Okay, he's basically useless then. Let's talk to the suspect guy. Mr. Official, when can I go? I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Young. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Of course, everyone knows I'm a warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly. Yeah, you're suspicious. Just tell me what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Yeah, he's avoiding the questions. Just tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lopei's courtyard. Usually Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard waiting for me. This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lopei anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew. So I went over to knock on the door, but there was no response at all. He smelled blood and asked me to call the officials. I was so scared I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lopei's house? After hearing someone died there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare to go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came out and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything you'd like to ask? About Lopei. How much did you know about Lopei? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go ask Officer Ma about this? Oh, what did you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Interesting. Are they close friends with one another? Well, considering the fact that Officer Ma really does like his books, I wouldn't be surprised if they became friends and started talking with each other. However, there was one time they got into a fight, and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. He is trigger happy, so I'm not surprised. What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? Let's go back to ask Officer Ma, because it's best to follow up on things immediately. Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in? Judge Officer Ma, this is awful. My
这位
assistant.
家福是我的助手。
You already made an exception by allowing your investigation. Now an assistant.
阿福擅长
He is
分析比对，
he is mechanically minded and skilled in comparing traces. He will be of great help. That's called science.
马捕头，
Fear your doubts, Officer Ma.
既然已
Since
经
we've
让
already allowed
沈
Mr.
先
Shan
生
to join our
查了，
investigations, let him do things his way.
多谢知县大
You
人。
have my gratitude, Your Honor. If you fail us
就是
out,
查不出
obstruction
真
of
相。
official duties to your list of crimes. I don't know why, I just find that really funny. Okay, let's talk to Officer Ma, because that's who you came. You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you? Rest assured, Officer Ma, I'm a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then, ask away. Dispute, yeah. Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lopei. Could you... Audacity, how dare you suspect me? I have not yet confirmed a suspect for now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. I bet you heard this rumor from didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, you know, for source material. Yeah, I figured they were friends. But Master Lo was always listening to me. He really talks about himself, so I got to asking. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to do from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing on my sword to ask the gods why they made Master Lo suffer. He was born to put all of his talent into writing books. I Earth saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney. Baloney? I think that's supposed to be baloney. I can't tell baloney. Fucking Doofenshmirtzing this shit. Oh god. Let's go back to talking to this piece of trash. Is there anything else you'd want to ask about the rice cakes? The rice cakes Lopei ate are delivered by you, is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. Okay, yeah, that's irrelevant information. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night, apparently. No, I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with knockout drugs. What? That isn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. Sir, you're looking even more suspicious because he didn't even ask if you had done anything. You were jumping to conclusions. and panicking, and like, I have nothing against Lope. I never even met you before. Why would I do that? Yeah, you're kind of suspicious, dude. But the rice cakes you delivered to Lope ever passed through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something is handed to me, there is no way I give it to someone else. But I hear he loved rice cakes. He never turned them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Watch him say no. Yep, not a clue. Not a clue. How about you let me go back and ask Mr. Cat? Everyone around knows that I'm... No, thank you. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to ask? Grudge. Younger, I heard that I heard that you once had a grudge with Lope. Is that true? No, no way. How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Lope noticed you stealing his money and you were beaten at the court for it. Where am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lope, then decided to kill him out of vengeance? That's a wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on scene this morning, were there any other people around? No, no one, but Lo Shinwen arrived pretty much right after. Okay. I already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat myself? No, thank you. That's fine for right now. Let's look at... Grudge. When I questioned him about the quarrel, Yanger seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Yanger did kill him out of revenge. Officer Manga tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me this connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts. Interesting. Okay. But what else can we do? We already checked the chickens. We're not allowed to go back. Okay. Officer in charge of investigating the case. Got the rice cakes. Talked to you already. Chickens are done. Does it show if we've talked to everyone? It's... Mirror is done. Corpse plate. What else? Desk, wardrobe, bedside table. We didn't check that. Walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. Shen, there's a newspaper here that carries the news of Lope publishing his novel. Shen, look at the photo on this newspaper. This one left right is... The young lady was crying in the bamboo as far as last night. It's Peach Chen. Today helped Lope publish his books. Interesting. So we have... Let's check the bed. Why couldn't I check that before? Our piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. Let me see what kinds of books the novelist reads. Huh. This is The Golden Low. Afu, there's no need to read it out loud. Okay, so it was, yeah. It was everything that we thought it would be. Let's talk to the judge again, maybe, if there's anything new. Did you notice anything? No. It says the same text. Let's skip that. Okay. Can we talk to you? Oops. I did not mean to do that. Officer Ma. Okay, I already went through everything. So what am I missing? Maybe we could ask him again. No, we... Oh, okay, I forgot about that apparel. Our uncle's attire code, deerstalker and false mustache, was quite unusual. The hat and the mustache were all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up in this way to become famous. So that ill-fitting strange coat was one of his characteristics? Strange coat? You mean the western wind coat he wore all the time? Precisely, the wind coat made of silk. That tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and to use the best fabric for the coat, but it turned out the fact that this wind coat is not present on the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air? Perhaps the murderer took it with them. Well, you said that, Mr. Shen, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Disappearing coat, okay. Go, okay, so we asked everything. Let's go check. The coat was tailor-made for Lope. Coat was one of the characteristics of Lope's novelist identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it's no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so. Okay, so what are we missing then? Examine the front door. A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say that you broke the door latch with your kick? When I got here, Lotion was shaking the door with all his might. What good would it do when the door's locked from the inside? I got anxious. I went up and bam, kicked the door right open. A simple, okay. Is there anything else? Wardrobe, bedside table, bed. Maybe let's try the wardrobe again. Maybe he'll be able to open it. Yep. This wardrobe is locked. Do you think you'd be able to find a way to open it? No problem. This kind of bolt pin spring lock is a piece of cake. I will leave it to you then. What you doing touching the wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene. Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome. Of course, due diligence is crucial for this case, or to this case. You better be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer, I'm an expert on locks. No. Haha, I did it. Crime scene investigation, wild. Look, Shen, it looks like someone hid inside this wardrobe before. So I was right when I said someone was in the wardrobe. Partition board removed, clothes piled, enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? If there's blood in there, which I don't see him, but if there's any blood in there, then that proves my theory. There is no rush to jump to conclusions. Let's first examine the scene carefully. Yeah. Let's look at the board. They're all clean clothes. They are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress clothes alone. So yeah, there was a body there. Oh. This seems quite odd. Shen, have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space on the right is unusually clean, as if it had been just wiped. It seems like someone cleaned this place. Oh, okay. Shen, there's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue? Take it out for further examination. Alright. Shen, it's a bunched up strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. The ribbon was dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon most likely was removed from here. Ribbon. Okay, why would someone remove the ribbon from the bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it seems quite peculiar when you record this situation. Tough fabric smudged with dust in the middle used to tie quilts, but was removed and stuffed into the clothes pile. Well, there's a piece of wood there. Shen, what is that black spot? A wood chip. All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed there. No, the color and texture of this wood chip differs from the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. It's the smell that we found in his hair. Same material as, it's not the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragment on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragments. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Ooh, interesting. Wait, because his hair smelled of the wood, so it's possible like I said, the body was stuffed into the wardrobe and the killer was the one that our detective actually interacted with. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood worth nothing? You need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house. Understood. Brown pine wood chip found in the wardrobe, but it's different material than the partition board. Okay. Shen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to this case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it is made of a different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. Let's find other clues before we do something else with that. Ribbon was dirty in the middle, must have used them some way to leave such smudge. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope? That's reasonable, I guess. However, there are no rope marks present on both Lope and me. Oh, I see. Then again, this ribbon, I can't help but feel like I've seen it before. Where was it? I remember when I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Ooh, interesting. Could it be that Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No, then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck. Let's reconsider this one. The door. The door was made of pine. The wood chip fell from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door's latch fracture. Well done. This may be just the key to unlocking the truth. But very strange, how could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. Okay, well, I still think that they shoved the body in the wardrobe and that it was... Okay. Mr. Shen, you've looked through this, but should you explain your reasoning to Lord? Quit wasting time if you ain't got a proper answer. Just let me arrest you. Begin my deduction now. Shen, what do we do? There are still lots of mysteries we haven't solved yet. We have already examined all the places that could be investigated within the courtyard. Even though the truth is yet to be clear, we need to discuss this case with Judge Chang. Judge Chang, I believe that we are now able to discuss this case. If so, you may begin. Deduction. Truth by the locked room murder. When the deceased discovered the room was in a sealed-off state, the window cannot be opened, leaving us to the front door locked from the inside. When the front door was reopened, the deceased and I were the only people inside the room. Under these circumstances, everyone, including myself, would instinctively believe that the murderer must be someone who was still within the room, which would be me. Hence, we have all neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room. Alright then, tell me, where on earth would this third person be hiding? That would be the wardrobe. All traces within the wardrobe show that someone was hiding inside it not long ago. There was another person in the room? Mr. Shen, was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer? That is correct. The murderer first inside the wardrobe, then after you and Lin were drugged, he sneaked out, murdered Lo Pei and the family before it, right? Oh, is that the truth behind the incident? It seems to conflict with the scenario in my memory. You're dilly-dallying, punk. Running out of lies to tell. Okay, when I arrived last night, this wardrobe was already locked from the outside. If the person inside was a murderer, he would not have been able to get out by himself. You're quite perceptive, I'll give you that. However, the arrangement within the wardrobe is indeed puzzling. If the person hiding inside was not the murderer, who could have been the victim? Last night I was the one who latched the door. Theoretically, it was highly unlikely for anyone else to enter the scene after that. There were books piled under the bed and the wardrobe was locked. Nothing changed. Nothing has changed. Evidence points to someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide. The bloodstains prove a third person. The actual murderer was present at the time of the crime. If the person in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it was the victim. If the person hiding in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it must have been Lo Pei. What a load of bull. Why would Master Lo hide inside his own wardrobe? Is he playing hide and seek? That is the only possibility left. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Mr. Shen, what is the reason for Lo Pei to hide in the soda? It was not of his own free will. See, I called this so early on. Let's see if I was right. No, he did not. Okay, he was hiding inside by someone else. If the person hiding inside the wardrobe last night was Lo Pei, then who did you meet? Indeed, didn't you just say that you only saw Lo Pei in the room when you hung the door latch? I believe that person I saw in the room was not Lo Pei, but the actual murderer. See? Let's see if this was actually right, because if it was, then I'm very good at this. When I arrived at Lo Pei, or it was really easy. When I arrived at Lo Pei's house last night, the candle inside was still lit. But I had knocked on the door for quite some time before someone responded. Before opening the door, they had specifically tried to confirm if we had ever met before. If the person you met was not Lo Pei, how couldn't you recognize the corpse in the morning? Last night, he wore a hat and mustache, had his back towards me and the light was dim. By then, the real Lo Pei had eaten the drugged rice cakes and was moved inside the wardrobe. What you have just said does explain the presence of the third person within the room. Officer Ma, what do you reckon? These are all just speculations. You got any evidence that proves the person who was hiding inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? It was the autopsy report because the details of this was the hints of the and the hair. This is the autopsy report from our initial investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions. Whose hair smells of camphor would confirming he hid inside the wardrobe. How is that so? The camphor wardrobe repels insects and leaves a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. Even if Lo Pei's clothes catch the scent, his hair should not, unless Lo Pei was inside the wardrobe and his head was against the partition board the entire time. Do you not forget that Master Lo usually wears a hat? That could have just been scent from his hat. This hat has no scent. Coats and hats worn frequently do not go in the wardrobe. Mr. Shen's deduction is indeed reasonable. What else have you found on the deceased? Look here, white glutinous rice powder on the collar of the deceased rice cake crumbs. Okay. It shows that, like I said, the deceased ate rice cakes and that were laced with knockout drugs. He was stabbed 3 times, yet the absence of defense wounds also proves this point. He wore a loose fake mustache, likely removed and reattached. All the
都印证
details
了我刚刚的推断。
above are able to confirm my deduction. The low pay I met last night was actually impersonated by the murderer.
什么人胆敢假扮成罗翁？
What kind of person would dress up as Master Lo?
沈先生
Mr.
这
Shen's
番
deduction
分
does
析
hold
有一
does
定
hold
道
some
理。
truth.
不过，直到马捕头
However,
破
up
门
until
而
Officer
入，
Ma broke down the
屋子
door, the
一
room
直
was
处
locked
于
from the inside.
对呀、
Yeah, how could the murderer walk out of that
凶手是
room
怎么
when it
做
was
到的？
locked from the inside,
大
huh?
门是唯一的出口，
Front door was the only
门
exit,
栓
and the
只能
door
从屋内
latch
插上。
can only be hung from the inside of the
二
room.
位请看，
Please have a look. This is a key
这里
evidence
是
of solving the
破解门
mystery
栓
to the
之谜。
door latch. Maybe?
这是
This is a wood chip.
对，
That is correct. The key lies within this wood chip.
这我就
I
不
don't
懂。
get it.
拆柜板的
Ain't
时
it
候
normal for
掉落
some
一些木茬在
stubble
柜
to
子里。
fall from the partition board from moving around?
不，
No, it is abnormal.
首先，
The wood chip did not
木茬
fall
并
on
不
the
是落在
partition
柜板
board.
上。
It appeared in a pile of clean
更
clothes.
重要的是，
More importantly, the inner wardrobe
柜
is
子内
made
的
of
板材
camphor
是
wood,
防腐
yet
的
the
樟
wood
木。
chip is made of pine wood.
哈弗仔细比较过它的材质和纹理。
I have carefully
反而跟
checked and
门栓
confirmed the
断裂
wood
处
chip
是
matches
一
the
致。
broken latch.
换句话说，
This wood chip is a piece of stubble that flew off when the door latch is broken.
在马捕头破门而入
As
时，
Officer Ma kicked in,
衣
the
柜明
wardrobe
明
is
上着锁，
the
刚刚
wardrobe
才被阿福打开。
been clearly locked until unlocked. That is weird. As Officer Ma kicked in, the wardrobe had. I'm guessing that means the wardrobe had been clearly locked until unlocked. That is a very weird sentence. Okay. This is extremely abnormal.
这可奇怪了。
That's strange. Why would the wood chip
为
appear
什
inside the
么木茬
wardrobe?
会出现在衣柜里？
The reason is
是什么
unknown.
理由
I have
导
yet
致
to
木茬出
completely
现在衣柜
deduce what caused the wood chip to
现在还
appear
没
inside the
不
wardrobe.
过，
However, this issue
这
is
个问题在此。
insignificant at this stage.
重要的是，
What we need to focus on is when the wood chip entered the wardrobe and what it uncovers.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
不要卖
don't
关
beat
子
around the
了。
bush. Tell me now, what truth does it uncover?
很简单，
Simply put, the wood chip flew
Mucha
off the
会出现在
broken
衣柜
door
里，
latch before the
说明它
wardrobe
关
was
门上。
locked,
也就是说，
which means that when the door
门栓断的
latch
时候，
broke, the door of the
衣柜
wardrobe
的
was
门
still open.
先生，我们所知的
Mr. Shen, the most recent time we know of that the wardrobes were open
应该是在你醒来
should
之
be
前
before you
吧
woke up, right?
没错，
That is correct.
这
Then, doesn't that
说
mean...
明在马捕头踹开门之前，
That means before
门上的
Officer
门
Ma
栓
kicked open the
就已
door,
经
the
断
door latch was already broken.
换句话说，
In other words, this is not a
这
locked
根本
room
不
at
是
all.
不愧
You're
是
the
先
best,
生。
Shen.
我说呢，
How did...
为
Yeah.
何一脚
No
就踹
wonder the door was so easy to kick over. I
当时
just
还
thought it
以为
was
是房子
shabby and old.
凡有接触
Dumbass.
必留痕迹。
All contact leaves traces.
凶手
The
自以为
murderous
杀
pen
人
was
架附
followed
近
by a
有
wood
天衣
chip
无
left
缝
in the wardrobe
确
as
实摆开了，
incriminating
而
evidence.
这颗小小
This
的
tiny
木
wood
茬
chip not only exposed the
不仅暴露
cunning
了他的
scheme,
更让我顺藤
but
摸瓜，
also allowed me to follow their
推出了他的
footprints
真
and
实
deduce
身
their
份。
true identity.
杀死
The
罗佩的
person who
凶手
murdered
就
Lo
是
Pei is... Oh, but we don't know who it is, though. I mean, it was kind of sketchy. I'm pretty sure it was him.
本案的
The
凶手
murderer of the case of the person who delivered the rice cakes. Yeah,
最容易
he
在
is the
草
one
稿
who
里
was
下
able
药
to
的，
easily drug the rice cakes.
竟然
So it was him. Shen, didn't you say that Young had no grudge against Lo Pei? Did he have
在草
motive
稿
to?
里下药的
There's a
是
lack of
证据
evidence
不
in the
足。
matter of the drugged rice cakes.
但是
However, to identify the actual
凭借作案
murderer
手法
drawing from their
已经
MO is more than enough.
还是那个人
That
更
person is
邪恶
much more
沈
suspicious.
先生，
Mr. Shen, this
此
matter
事关
is
系
of
重
grave
大。
importance. Please make your choice carefully.
杀死罗佩
Murder
的
of the
凶
Lo
手就
Pei
是
is... What if it was him himself? Hmm. Let's look at the hint real quick. Door latch was broken before anyone forced entry. The murderer wanted to look. I just wanna see. Hold space to get the answer. No. Wait, did I get it? I feel bad for using that hint, but whatever. Let's just see.
本案的
The
凶手
murderer of the case is you. You lie! How could I possibly kill my own uncle? Judge Chang, please, he's trying to frame me.
这个嘛，
Well, do you believe that Lotion was a murderer? Where is the
我们
evidence?
刚分析
The
过，
door latch was not broken when the
门栓
door
不
was
是在
kicked
撞门时被
open,
弄
but
断
broken
的。
beforehand.
屋子呈现的
The
所谓密
so-called
闭
sealed
状
off
态，
state of the
不过是
room
凶手
was
制
an
造的假
illusion
象。
created by the murderer.
在整个过
He
程中，
appeared to knock on the door,
他
but he
看
was
似是在
just
敲门，
securing it from unwanted
直到
entry.
马捕头出现，
Till all of
并
a
向
sudden
前开门。
kicked the door.
凶手在马捕头出
That
门的
is when
瞬
the
间松手，
murderer let go of the door.
这样就能
In
先入
this way,
为
he
主。
could have misled
让大家
everyone
相
into
信
believing that the
屋
door
门
was
已反
locked
锁，
from
进
the
而误入。
inside.
你们都被他的演
And
技
you've all
欺
been
骗了。
fooled by his performance.
好啊，
Inter.
你这白眼狼！
Okay, that even had me. I was so sure I had this in the bag, and then, well, I had to cheat that part. But anyway, wait, what?
不是我，
That it wasn't me.
罗世文，
No, she went.
我必须告诉你，
I will tell you this: you are the only person who believes your tricks were clever.
You-
That's because your scheme was fatal. Consequences. What weakness?
整个诡计想要
To ensure
成
the
功，
success of your plan, you had to control the door at all times.
我据此反
Throughout
推便能确认
reverse deduction, I can be sure that Listen, you are the murderer. You lie.
罗世文，
Listen, is there anything else you want to say at this point? He's a liar, deceiver, a fibster, and a cheater, a phony and a misleader. I have something to say too.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you made up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories. Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words?
依我看，
My opinion, you're the one who is fooling everyone.
你的这些说法
And what evidence
又有什么
do you
凭据？
have for saying that? There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle.
他找得很
It's
准，
got me. I barely have had
留
time
给
to
我的调查
investigate.
时
I
间
have
太
yet
短
to
了。
infer the motive of the murderer.
罗佩是我的亲叔叔呀，我怎么
Lope
会
is my
想
uncle,
他
my family by blood. Why would I want to kill him?
更关键的
What's
问
more
题
important in the problem
在
between...
你我之间，
Wait, what's more important is the problem between you and me.
咱俩这是
This is
第
the
一次
first time we've ever met. Am I right?
没错，
That is correct. We have never met each other before.
既然
If
素
we've
不
never
相
met,
识
why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle?
既然素不
I
相
couldn't
识
possibly have known about your visit. How could I design a plot to frame you?
我撞破你
It
行
was a
凶，
coincidence I had surprised you in your act.
巧
A
合
coincidence? Didn't you just say that all this was a plot that I had designed?
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, it's true that two of you have never met.
的确如此
That。is correct.
既然你
If
俩
that's the
不
case,
认
then
识
Lo Shen has no reason to frame you.
先生，
Shen, things aren't looking too good for us.
沈先生。
Mr. Shen, could you be mistaken?
不会的，
No way, Shen's deductions have never been wrong.
推理
Deduction, more like a
但只
one-sided
是你的
statement.
一面之词，证据呢？
Where's the proof? Do you have any? You think that wood chip is enough? Ha 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 ha.
这
Well,
个
Lo Shen
罗
already
世
has
文
certain
说
truth
的
to his words.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, do you have any further evidence to support your claim?
如果没有
Accusing
证
him
据的
without
话
proof is difficult and risks putting me in a tough spot if you're wrong.
早就听说
There's
自
those
己侦探
shameless
的人
people
也有不
who
少
claim to
无
be detectives. Never thought I'd meet one today.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, you ain't got no proof?
目前还没有，
Not at the moment.
那就只能
Then
把
you
你
leave me
们都
no
抓回
choice
去
but to seize y'all and
行
punish
刺后
y'all with torture.
可恶，
Damn it.
都推
I
理到
managed
这
to
样
come so far with my deduction. Am I really going to let him escape?
先生，
Shen, try to think harder. Could it be that we missed some sort of clue?
你不是
Some kind of
说
clue?
吗？你对你的记忆宫殿很有自信。
Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory, pal? Oh
能够
god,
发
not
罗
this
世文的
shit.
证据，
Evidence that can be used to
一定还存在于
accuse
这个房间之
Losh must be still in this room.
凡有接触，
All contact leaves traces. Evidence is not non-existent, but instead
以
undiscovered.
本物之相，
All objects and images
Keep
settle
it
into
shit
their
yourself.
locations subsequently. Or sequently, I guess. So if something's missing.
桌上 到底缺少了什么东西呢？
The inkwell.
会是笔洗？
Be the inkwell?
不，
No, the inkwell is not required. The water basin in the front door can be used as a replacement. Handwritten manuscript. That's what I thought at
书桌
first, but I
上缺
wanted
少
to
的
make
东
sure.
西
I think that's
是罗佩的
missing
手
is the
笔。
manuscript.
砚台上的
Ink
墨
on
还
the
没
inkstone
有
has
完
yet
全
dried
凝
on
结，
when the calligraphy
毛
brush
笔
is
上
not dried out either.
说明昨晚有人在书
Someone
桌
was
前，
writing at the desk last night.
可能是罗
Could
佩
have，been Lope or
也可能是假
or
扮成罗佩的
who
罗
was
世文。
impersonating Lope.
不管是
The
谁，
manuscript should have been
现场
left
都
in the
应该
scene
留下
until someone took it
那
away.
些书稿，
When was the manuscript taken away? I should have an impression of this matter.
调查这张书
In
桌的时候，
investigating the desk, I felt
有一种
strange
微
I
妙
need
的
to
意象，
grasp on this feeling.
那将是潜藏在
I'll
我
be
记
a
忆
case
中的。
breaker hidden inside my memory.
想起来了，
I remember now.
初次
I
警示
saw manuscript on the desk when I first woke. This is what I felt odd during investigation.
说明书稿是我醒来之后
This
被
means
拿
that the
走的。
manuscript was taken after I
有人
woke
在调
up.
查过程
Someone
中
concealed this clue during investigations. Who was it? Why did they do this? The most likely person would be the murderer. However, there's still other possibilities. Other.
其他的可能性出现的概率有多高？
What's the probability of the emergence of other possibilities?
非常低。
Very low. Aside from the murderer, no one else can
现场
see
除凶
the
手之
motive
外，
conceal clues.
我们对这些低概率事件
Who
的
is
态
this
度是
version of him? So how do we treat those low probability events?
暂不列入
We
假设。
temporarily exclude them from our hypotheses.
我现在很
I'm
忙，
really busy right now. Could you
你可以
go?
走开吗？
Oh, interesting.
我在帮你梳
I'm
理
helping
案
you
情
start your
呢。
case, great detective.
假设
Assuming the
凶手在
murderer
调查
hid
过
the
程中
manuscript, this manuscript must be very important to them.
书稿里
What could be written in the
作案
manuscript?
动机
The motive, key evidence,
关键
last
证据
words, or was it
死亡
or
遗言
was the manuscript itself valuable?
可能性太多了。
There are too many possibilities.
你更应该
That is
问
the
的问
question
题
you're
是
supposed to be asking.
为
Oh,
什么
this is
白
the
天
question
冒
you're
着
supposed to be
风
asking.
险也要拿
Why
走
would
的东西
something
当
he
天
risked to
晚
take
上却
away
没有
in
拿
broad
走？
daylight be left behind at night? I didn't forget it at the scene. I don't. Could it be that the manuscript was altered after the murderer left the scene? Lope didn't die right away. After he regained consciousness, he left a dying message? Can't be. No traces of movement. If this were the case, there would be at least blood
不要总
stains.
是把问题复杂
Don't
化。
complicate the problem. The truth is simple and
为
instinctive.
什么白天
Why
冒
would
着
someone...
风险也要拿走的东西，当天晚上却没有拿
They
走？
forgot it. Was that...
虽然有些难
Although
以
it
置
sounds
信，
unbelievable. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't click. It's like, oh, that's not possible. Although it sounds unbelievable, a murderer forgot something when they left the scene.
再次进入
Upon
现场，
returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance and took the risk of keeping
本案
it.
是蓄谋杀人，
This had to be a premeditated murder planned in advance to achieve such
凶手
coherency.
又是个心
The
思缜
murderer
密
is a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene.
什么样
What
的
kind
事
of thing could they have forgotten?
真的每件事
Are you
情
sure
都在
that
凶
everything
手
went
的计
according to
划
the murderer's plan? No,
是的。
because
有件
there's
事
one thing that the
凶
murderer
手
could not
确
have
实无法
planned.
计划。
凶
Your
手
arrival.
计划之外的事情是，
My arrival. Yeah.
连罗世文自己都说，
Said that he could not possibly have known of my
但不
arrival.
管他是怎么
However,
说
he，actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime.
我成为
The
这个
most
杀人计
unreasonable
划
part
的
of
一部
all
分
of this is that I became a part of his murder plan.
那如果
What if you hadn't
你
appeared
没
then?
有出现呢？
It would have hadn't. Yeah.
显然，
Evidently, the murderer had another murder plan, which was his original plan.
凶手没
The
料到我
murderer's
会
plan
这么
was
做
followed by my surprise visit and insistence on meeting Lope.
得知我与罗佩
Realizing I
素
never
有
met
来
Lope, the killer improvised and poses him to frame me.
那么凶手
So
原
what
本
was
的
the
计划
murderer's
是
original plan? Falsify the suicide, yeah.
如果我没
If I
有
had
出
not
现，
appeared, there would have only been Lope's
很
corpse.
显然，
Evidently, the murderer's original plan was to make Lope kill himself in the locked room.
若原计划是
If
伪
the
造
original
自
plan
杀
was to falsify
消失
suicide,
的书稿中就有可能藏
what
着
could be hidden? I don't even know what that is. A ledger? Oh, a suicide. Yeah, okay. I was overthinking that.
现场
It must have been a suicide note left on the scene. Maybe? No. Maybe?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, if you keep dawdling around, I'm gonna have to resort to violence. Hold on.
张知县，
Judge Chang, Officer Ma, I'm now aware of all of the murder schemes.
我
I, Shen Chongping, promise to uncover the truth. Judge Chang, there's no need to listen to fabrications any longer.
看你如此
Seeing how
在意，
this much,
本官
seeing how much this bothers you, I can actually would like to give Mr. Sheng another
机会。
chance.
沈先生，
Mr. Sheng, although I believe that you are
虽然
Shen, I
本
believe
官
that you are
觉
on the
得
end of your
应
rope.
该
You may begin.
我与罗世文素不相识，
Ushuen
却能成为他密室
and
杀
I are
人
completely
过程中的
strangers,
核
yet I
心
became a crucial part of the scheme because
罗世文临时改
Russian
变了计
Price's
划，
plan.
而他原
His
本的
original
计
plan
划
was to falsify a low-paced suicide.
原计划
Falsify suicide, Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence?
根据我的推理，
I believe the murderer accidentally left a forged suicide note here when he fled the scene.
哦，
Oh, there's just such a thing.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, how could you be so foolish at a time like this? Like, what are you holding there now that I think about it?
你要是有什
You
么
found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see then.
若伪造
If you
一
really
书
did
一
forge
是
some
伪
kind
证
of suicide, I'm a cut off in this
拿不
instant.
头。
Officer Ma, may I ask you a question?
你说，
Go
我
on
初
then.
醒来时，
When I first awoke, I remember seeing a piece of paper on the desk. Did you see it?
你这一
Now
说
that，you mention it, I think there was.
不过
But then again, I don't remember that clearly either.
马捕头曾
Officer
反复
Ma,
强调，
you have repeatedly stressed that no one is allowed to tamper with crime scene evidence. However, during investigations, the murderer secretly hid the note under your nose.
我们一起
Let
再
us
搜
search
查
the
一
room
次。
again and find the suicide note. Tisk tisk, Mr. Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time.
你编故
Our
事
ability to make up stories is even better than us novelists.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, I've already heard a handful of deductions today.
你的分析
Although
虽
your
然听
deductions
着
seem
都
quite
挺有
reasonable,
道
after
理，
all, they are just one-sided
本
statements.
官断
I
案，
need to see solid evidence to settle this case.
张大人明
Is
察
Cheng
秋
so
毫，
perspicacious?
你既然主张屋
Since
内
you claim
有
that there
伪
is a
造的
suicide note,
遗
you
书
have the obligation to find it.
本官
I will
再
give
给
you
你
at least
最后一次
one
机
last
会
chance to
指
point
出
out where exactly that suicide note you speak of is.
县老爷，
Judge
其
Chang,
实一次机
there's
会
not a
和
big
两
difference
次机
between
会
one
的差
chance
别
or
不
two
大。
chances,
在
perhaps.
最后
Give me
给
one
一次
last
机
chance.
会
That is what Mr. Shen said
这是谁？
himself just now.
感谢
Oh
张
boy,
知
we
县
can't mess this one up.
一次机会够了。
I am grateful, Judge Chang. One chance is more than enough. There's no such evidence like that at all.
那么
So, Mr. Shen, please point it out.
先生，咱们只有一次机会，这可怎么办？
到了这个时候，
Also, this time at
必须赌
a time like this, there's no choice but to take a gamble. Point out the location of the suicide note. I think he's in his hand.
遗书
Suicide note is hidden right there. Where? Evidently, it's hidden on your person. You lie. Officer Ma and I both searched inside and outside this house, but no note was found. The only possibility is that the forged suicide note is on your person. Judge Cheng, does Chen Ping want to search my body without any clear evidence? I'm a scholar of
见官不怪。
Gui Mao Year. I don't kneel before officials, okay?
这个嘛，
Well,
如果要我说的
if
更
it's
清楚
necessary
一
to
些
make myself more clear, this is the exact location. What the heck is hidden on me?
看你的表现，
Manuscript is missing.
桌
Should
上
the
遗
book
失
that
的
you've been
书
holding this should be the book you've been holding this entire time. Forged suicide note must be hidden within it. No, that's not.
马捕头，
Officer Ma, take the book for examination.
罗世文，
Stay where you are and don't you dare move hand over that book. What? God, don't come near me.
小子，
You punk, stop eating the books. Stop that. Huh? Lord, look, there was actually a piece of paper folded in here.
我
I linked a
曾
pact
以
with
死
death,
亡
death
前
awaited
夕
his arrival patiently. Now he finally knocked on my door. I told him I lost a kin to handle blah 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 to handle my
一切
Please be matter simple.
沈先生
Accurate
料
foretelling,
事如
Mr.
神
Shen. This is indeed a suicide note.
罗世文，
Lashun, you ungrateful little bastard.
公主
Master
你也
Lo
曾
treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him? I'm gonna shove my sword with that head. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna shove my sword with that head of yours. It's the last thing I do. But that's nonsense. He's the one who let me down.
罗世文，
Interesting. So,
说
Lashun,
你是承认自己
are
杀
you
害
admitting that
罗
you
佩
killed Lope? Slander, lies. No. It wasn't me.
罗世文，
Lashun, no
无
matter
论你
what.
和罗佩之
No
间
matter the
有什么恩怨
circumstance, the murder was not an option, nor was framing the innocent.
沈
Mr. Shen, could you call the sequence of events in this entire case for me? Sure. The initial plan was to drug Lo Pei and use the ribbon in the wardrobe to kill him. By using the door latch, you can create an illusion that Lo Pei hanged himself in a locked room. However, during his act of murder, I arrived unexpectedly, insisting on meeting with Lo Pei. Therefore, his only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder. Lo Shuwen drugged me, killed Lo Pei, and framed me by placing the dagger in my hand. He then thereupon broke the door latch according to the ritual plan to create a locked room, not knowing that justice has long arms. How could murder in reality be the same as the imagination of committing crimes in novels? The deceased bled profusely, and it also took longer than he expected to set up the scene. As he was in a hurry, there was many loopholes. Loopholes? What loopholes? When he broke the door latch, he didn't notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeves. He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pile. Without notice, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeves and was left in the locked wardrobe. The most fatal one was when he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him. So he took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note within it. Am I mistaken? You're the culprit who murdered Lo Pei. No, none of you truly understand this. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine. How could this be? How could I? No way. And there he goes. Look at this punk, he just fainted. Mr. Shen, your performance has impressed me deeply. Not only were you able to clear your name, you also uncovered the culprit. Extraordinary. However, I still have a glimmer of doubt. Pray tell, Your Honor. The handwriting on the suicide note and Lo Pei's manuscript was strikingly similar. The Shuwen has not confessed, and his motive is not clear. The case faces many variables. In order for this to become an ironclad case, some more evidence needs to be found. Am I correct? Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen? Lo Shuwen wore Lo Pei's coat when he was impersonating him. The coat is missing. He probably took the coat when he first left the scene. He must have a compelling reason. Oh, what reason is that? I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood. He drugged rice cakes as well. Lo Shuwen must have taken them away. He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere. Well, Officer Ma, what do you reckon? If we find out that Lo Shuwen's having a blood-stained coat, the case is closed. I'll send people out to search for it right away. Well, what's that this matter? It's not procedural. You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together. Oh god, okay. That one's solved. That was a lot.
案子破了，先生看起来也不是很开心。
Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though the case is closed.
是因为
Is it because
还
you
没搞
haven't
清楚
figured out the motive?
这个不着急了。
Don't worry about it. We just go
罗
back
世文
on
醒了再说了就是了。
Lo Shuwen after he wakes up.
阿福，
Did you still remember the reason why I came to visit Lo Pei?
是为了查
From the investigation of the unsolved case of
先生
Shen's
哥哥的那起悬案。
brother in London. Oh.
先生说
You
过，
said that Lo Pei's
罗佩
novel
的
was
书
related to the
稿
unsolved
似乎与那
case
起案件有
on
关。
your brother. Okay. Let's look at this. Deadly hospital fire claims life as 20 patients. Interesting that we can't really.
那起案子
Due to the particulars of the
因为案发地
location
点
of
的
the
特殊性
crime, Scotland Yard
苏格兰
ordered
场下令保护
secrecy.
接触过案件细节的
Including
人，
me, perhaps no more than 5
在内。
people have been exposed to the details of this
我无意
case.
中在护报上
Recently,
看
I
到一部
stumbled
连
upon
载
a
的
new
侦探小
detective
说，
new detective fiction published in the Shanghai News.
就是罗
It
佩
is the
写的那
confirmed.
部《斗士一
Is
阵》
it
吗？
the confined room mystery written by Lo Pei?
是的，
That is correct.
按理说，
A novelist living in rural
这个远
Hunan.
在湖南乡镇里的侦探小
Oh,
说
that's
家
it. Okay, rural Hunan
該
could
與
not
倫敦那樁
possibly
案子
have
有
connection
任何
to the London
但
case.
诡異的
What
是，
was eerie about the matter was, Shen, could it be that
罗佩小说
the
中的作
details of
案
the
细
crimes written in Lo Pei's novels are
跟上
exactly
案
the
子
same as the case?
一模一样。
Yep, I called that already. Now that Lo Pei is dead, we've lost another lead.
眼下仅存的
Our
希
only
望
hope is Lo Shen.
是昏迷中的罗世文。
Perhaps he will know something, but he is still unconscious.
既然这
If
样，
that's the case, why don't
先去吃
we
个早点吧。
go grab some breakfast, Shen?
先生，
Let me
跟
tell
你
you
说
something, Shen. I walked
跟我
past this
路
food stall earlier.
那里卖的
The
臭豆腐
fermented bean
闻起
curd
来
they were
特
selling
别
smelled really yummy. Okay, case one closed. That was a lot for one case. Oh wait, no, more? A few hours later.
还是
Our
好
head's
比较
doing
好
much better.
先生，
Shen, let's go
我们
have
去
some
尝油
sweet
吧
fried dough twists.
你不是刚跟张
Maybe
师
she
长
just
拍胸
promised
脯
Judge Chung to help him find the coat.
既然阿
Since
福
Alpha
愿
is
意
willing to
帮
help
忙
us, it is certain that we will soon find Lopez's coat. Officer Ma, you
不
need
必安排
need
衙
to
役
arrange
们
for
知道
soldiers to search anymore.
是。
Okay.
我这
I
不
just
是
want to find a reason to go out for a
在
walk.
衙门里
We
干
waited
等
in the
一
court
上，
all
那罗世
morning.
文还没
The
醒。
Ocean Wind still hasn't awakened. It's really
让待会儿
boring.
知县问起来。
If the judge asks,
你打算
how will you explain yourself? Well, I count on you,
我可没
Shen.
答应帮
I
忙。
didn't agree to help. I suddenly lost the mood to look for delicious food.
走不走？
Are you coming or not?
要
Where?
罗世文家。他首
It
次
was
作
his
案，
first crime. There might be clues.
嘿嘿，
Shen, you come up
先
with
生的思路
through the
就是
directions so
清晰。
clearly. This is not the direction. Okay. This house, that's correct. Sorry, Officer Miles, I should order that no one is allowed to enter. Soldier, do you remember us? We were the detectives who solved the Lopez case this morning. I remember you're the accomplice. Wow. Accomplice is not allowed to enter. Soldier, we are entrusted by Judge Chung to search the evidence. Please let us in. Alright, go on in. Go in then. Lord has instructed if it's Detective Shen investigating the case, we should cooperate. Your words really work. It's quite hot. Not only is it hot, but it's very stuffy. It's the beginning of autumn. Why did he start burning charcoal? Does Lo Shen have a weak body and needed to cover himself with a quilt, even in hot wood? Do not make assumptions. Shen, let's finish this search as soon as possible and leave quickly. Honestly, I could dig around, but I think it's in the fire here. Okay, let's search the bed first, actually. Wooden bed. Judging from the color, the wood has been around for quite some years. Boring. Newspaper on the floor. Shen, there's a newspaper on the ground. This is the report about Lopez, but the faces of both people are repeatedly punctured. This should be an act of venting anger. How much resentment must have been in Lo Shenwen's heart? Can we check the wardrobe? I guess not. That's true. Wow, isn't this a delivery food box from Cow's Snacks? This snack shop is quite famous locally. Let me see what delicious food is inside the food box. Don't touch a people's belongings without permission. Anyway, Lo Shenwen won't be back. What a pity to let it go to waste. I'll take care of it instead. Oh boy. A basket of steamed buns. They're all mine. Watch him like pass out or something. It's so hot in here, these buns have stayed here for 6 hours. Be careful, they might be spoiled. Don't worry, Shen, it's not spoiled. These steamed buns are incredibly delicious. Okay, marks on the wall. This wall is a bit strange. This blank space in the wall should be cleaner than the rest. Can you analyze the possible reasons for it? There used to be a calligraphy or painting hanging on, but it's recently taken down. Exactly. Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, Adventure of the Navy Treaty, A Case of Identity. Shen, are these all detective novels? Translations of the Sherlock Holmes series written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Shen, didn't you think that the middle of the bookshelf feels particularly empty? Yes, judging from the imprints on the partition, there used to be some ceramic vessels in the middle of the bookshelf, but they are now gone. Shen, there are some pills in the bottle. Could they be a knockout drug? Let's take a look. Smoking cessation pills. Do these smoke opium too? That's highly possible. Okay. Bottom shelf. Wonder what's in the cabinet. Let's open it and see. Oofda. Many cardboard papers are falling out. Let's see what's written on inside. Inside. On side. The killer attacked someone with a rod, but it rebounded and knocked himself unconscious. So the victim turned into the killer, and the killer turned into the victim. Shen, it appears all these crumpled papers in the cabinet are discarded novel manuscripts. So very likely indeed. I didn't expect Lotion to actually write. Was actually writing novels. Shen, what do you think of his writing? His ideas are unique, but his writing techniques are not yet mature enough. Is writing techniques important, Shen? Certainly. If one only has ideas without proper techniques, it's hard to create a good story. Clearly, Lo Shinwen was not satisfied with his own writings either. Having crumpled them up into paper balls and not wanting to discard them. Indeed, Lo Shinwen's life was seems rather awkward. It seems that someone is helping Lo Shinwen improve his writing techniques. These few sheets of paper all have notes written in delicate and elegant handwriting. Shen, who is this depicted in the portrait? It's Moriarty, the criminal master. Okay, who's surprised? Because I'm not. It's Moriarty, the criminal mastermind from the Sherlock Holmes series. I shown him the portrait of the criminal mastermind here so you can see him while writing. It seems like he admires him quite a bit. No wonder he became a murderer. Okay, there's more to things than that, but sure, whatever. Shen, there are some indentations on the paper that look like handwriting. I see. These are traces of a fountain pen. Yes, someone used a fountain pen on the table to write something, but the paper with the written words has already been taken. Can't you just write over it, like scribble over it again? I don't know. Wardrobe is locked, and padlock is type similar to one in Lope's house. Shen, should I try to pry it open? If I were Lo Shinwen, I would definitely hide the bloodstained coat in the wardrobe. Alright, that's up to you. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Oh, chapter 2 already. Okay, so I was only planning on doing chapter 1, so I'm gonna can I not pause this right now? Okay, give me a second. Shen, it goes lying in the wardrobe. It's a female okay. So we can save that for now, I think. Just because I'm gonna do chapter 2 in the next video. So we can go back to the homepage now. That was certainly a lot, even for the first chapter, I think. Like, I definitely thought it was gonna be easy for that, and then it wasn't easy, which is, like, fair, because, like, that's good. If it was too easy, then that would have been boring. But also, I like being right. Well, anyway, that's it for this I say live stream. It's not a live stream. This is it for the video. I'm sorry if this was awkward to listen to or anything. I'm still trying to learn this, how this works and everything. Hopefully things will be better in the next video. And I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play so far. Thanks for tuning into this, I guess.